Mediocre crochet hat, mediocre crochet tutorial / pattern. So I am going to guide you through making this hat, which is, if you've not been watching my page, these are hats that I'm making for charity from a giant ball of Karen yarn, which is dwindling fast. This is all that I have left. And they didn't make as many as I wanted. I thought they were gonna make a lot of hats. I will reveal how many hats they made in the future. If you are just stumbling across this as a tutorial for a hat, let me tell you, I am not somebody I think that should be necessarily teaching anyone anything, but people have been asking me for a tutorial. See, I've already lost my hook. People have asked me for a tutorial, or at least the pattern of this, because it is quite easy to do. And the way that I discovered how to do this is through making a stuffed animal. So if you've ever made a stuffed animal or anything round, you know how to do it. Basically for this, I am using an 8 hook and I'm using chunky yarn. This is 8 yarn. This is Karen chunky yarn. It's already coming apart. And I am making, if you can do a magic butthole is what I call it. Oops, that's my mic. A magic butthole, magic sphincter, magic circle, whatever you want to call it. If you can do that, a single crochet and a double crochet, you can do this. If you know how to do a waffle stitch, that helps, but if not, don't panic because it's basically a double crochet anyways. We'll get there. That's only for the trim. For the beginning of the hat, we do start with the magic butthole. However you do it, I do the wrapping way. Some people do the other way, which is like you do 4, I think, loops or something and pull it through. It doesn't matter, as long as you get the loop, right? First thing we're gonna do, first round, is 6 single crochets into the magic butthole. Lay butthole. Now, one of the reason, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and pull through, and now tighten the sphincter. One of the reasons why I think it's better to learn from other people is because other people are gonna edit it nicely, they're gonna do the close-ups, etc. I'm just gonna go like this, right? The thing is, I'm a filmmaker and I'm against editing because that's like a job that I actually have to do sometimes. So we're just crocheting together, and this is in real time. I'm gonna make this hat in real time, so we can just all make it together. The next round, into each hole, because we have 6 holes now in our magic butthole, we're gonna do 2 single crochets. So 1, we are gonna do double crochets in the future. I'm gonna tell you why, but the second round is single crochets, 6 into 6 holes, 2 into each hole. So 1, 2 into the next hole, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you get the nice little rosebud. How's it looking? Are we doing good so far? Okay, so now what we're doing is we're going to increase the stitch, gradual increase. And if you've not done this before, I learned this late in life. Like, not late in life. I mean, I crocheted late in life, but I learned this later in my experience because when I was starting, they would just, the patterns would just say increase, and suddenly I'm just like increasing at the end instead of doing the gradual increase. So then I Googled it, and a real teacher taught me how to do the gradual increase. This is why I think you should go to a real teacher. But if we're just doing it together, if you already know how to do this, let's sit and do it together. So the first row, or the next row, so we've done single, and then we've 6, 12 is the next row. The next row we're gonna do 18, and we're going to do double crochets now. We're gonna go to double crochets now. And the reason why is because it will go faster if we do double crochet. And the reason why we don't do this first and second round double crochet is because you will end up with a little nipple. And now I have an example here of a hat that I made. This one doesn't have trim to it, but this is what happens if you do a double crochet in the first two. Now I just left this. I don't know who gets this for Christmas or whatever. I might put a pom-pom over it. It'll be fine. They won't notice, but we don't necessarily want this. We want to keep it round. So we're on the third row, and now we can do double crochets because it won't be as noticeable. How we're going to gradually increase is we're going to do 18. We're going to do a double crochet into one, and then 2 double crochets into the next, a double crochet into the next, 2 into the next hole. Okay? Does that make sense? So we're doing 1 double crochet into the hole. Into the next hole, we're going to do 2 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. Now the next one is single, but it is 4. This is 4, 5, 2 into the next, 5, 6. I know it's not helpful because you're seeing the back of this, but hopefully you've done this in the past, or you can look at people who are doing close-ups and edits again. That's how I learned. I think it's really helpful. What were we on? 6? So 7, 8, oops, 8, same hole, 9, 1 into the next, 10, 2 into the next, 11, 12, 1 into the next, 13, 2 into the next, 14, 15, 1 into the next, 16, 2 into the next, 17, 18. Now, I'm telling you, this is the weirdest way to crochet right now. My arms are already hurting. Did we stretch before we started? Should we do a little stretch before our 4th round? Just do some rollouts of our wrists. Some of this, some waves of the ocean, some waves of the ocean. A little stretching the fingers out. Just stretch it out because we don't want carpal tunnel. Although at this point, I think I'm already there. I'm just accepting that that is what's happening. I wake up just with claws. I wake up with claws. Okay. So now on the next round, we are going to do, and this is the math. So the math will come to you as you go if you've never done this. The next round is 24, and we're going to do 1 double crochet into 1, 1 double crochet into 2, and then 2 double crochets into the 3rd. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to keep going until we get 24. Does that make sense? It's mathematically crazy. I'm going to give you a little thing that I do, which is I sing. Because you can't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or you'll lose count. You can also get a stitch marker, but this is what I do, is I sing. So the single, each hole is a low note, and then the doubles are the high note, and we want to get to 24. So come along with me on this journey. So we go 1, 2, those were 2 singles. Now 2 into the next hole. 3, same hole, 4, single into the next, 5, single to the next, 6, 2 into the next, 7, 8. Does that make sense to you? Let's keep going. 9, 10, 2 into the next one. It's high now. 11, 12. I do this in coffee shops too. low 13, single 14, 15. This is in the same hole, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, same hole, 24. So we went around 24, but we did the gradual increase. Does that make sense to you? If it doesn't make sense to you, again, I would look up some tutorials of people that know better than me. I'm just living my life like it's golden. Okay, does your hat look like this at all? Does your hat look like this? Is it starting to look like this? Hopefully it looks like something like this. We have a little bit of a curve going on. So the next round is multiples of 5, 3 in one hole, and then 2 in the fourth hole, but it's still multiples of 5, and we want to get up to 30. Does that make sense? Each row is 1 extra. So the first row was singles to 6. The second row was doubles to 12. Okay, the third one was 3s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 18. The next one is divisibles of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to 24. This row is to 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 30. And you just keep doing that math. You can go for infinity. I've made a parasol that way where I've just kept going and it's just had a little bit of a curve and it turns into an umbrella. Okay, here we go. Are we ready to sing? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's high, so same hole. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They didn't cut this very well. Karen yarn, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, same hole, high note, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Okay. So, is your hat looking like this? Is the singing helping you or annoying you? If it's annoying you, I'm telling you, go to those other tutorials. They've got it. They've got close-ups. They've got amazing nails. Bella Coco, amazing nails to watch. Close-up, great shots, great sound. Me, I'm just here singing. I'm just showing you. Okay, we're gonna do one more round for this. Wait, am I gonna do one more round? I'm running out of yarn, so I'm like, how many hats do you think I can make with this? I think I can make 2, but they're gonna be smaller hats. So I'm just, for the sake of this tutorial, to make it quicker, which it's not gonna be, but I'm just gonna do one more round. Can we guess, if we've not done gradual increases, in your mind, can you guess how many we're gonna do? Because What our last round was 5, right? Multiples of 5. So the next round is multiples of 6. So what we're gonna, but the multiple of 6 is 4 single and 1 double. I'm going backwards now. 4 singles and then 2 into 1 space, right? 1 into 1 hole, 2 into 1 hole, 3 into 1 hole, 4 into 1 hole, and then 2 into the next hole. And multiples of 6 up to 36, because we're going 30, last was multiples of 5 to 30, multiples of 6 to 36. How many times is that? 6 times 6, is that 36? Because 5 times 6 is 30, so this would be 6 times 6. We're just going multiples of 6. Yeah, that's right, multiples of 6. It makes sense to me. Again, Bella Coco's great. Okay, so we're doing multiples of 6. We're doing 4 singles and then 2 into the 5th. So it's only 5 holes, but we now have 6 because we've done 6, right? So here we go. 1, 2, 3, oops, 4, 5. That's the same hole, it's a high note. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay. So now we got this little looking thing, and what you can do is you can put it on your head and be like, is this enough of a shape? For an adult, this is not enough, but I'm gonna keep going from here. But if you want to make this bigger, the next number is, we just did multiples of 6, it would be 7s, multiples of 7s. So multiples of 7s, we would do 5 double crochets into each hole, and then 2 into the 6th hole, but with a total of 7. Does that make sense? 5, 6, 7. And you would go up to 42. So you'd be singing 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. And if you wanted to go one more, which is the highest that I think I've gone, it would be 48. It would be multiples of 8. So you would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up to 48. And if you wanted to keep going up, it would be, the next row would be a multiple of 9, so it would be 54, but into 8 spots each. Does this make sense? Gradual increase. Nobody taught me this personally, and I'm just telling you this because I am stretching out. But whenever you get to however big you want your hat to be, depending on, you may want it higher than 54 because you might need it as far as like, you might want it bigger, but I don't. I'm just gonna do this because I'm running out of yarn. So Once you get to however big you want, now we just do double crochet all around. We don't have to count. We just live our lives. We just go for as long as we want. Until it looks like a hat, basically. I think you could put a stitch marker in and see what looks good. I put a stitch marker in the last hat that I did. I actually tried to do a tutorial for shorts, but it's too complicated for me to teach in such a short amount of time for like a TikTok or a short or a reel. So I was unable to do it, but when I did it, I did put, when I attempted to do it, I did put a stitch marker in, and I ended up noticing that I think that I did 4 rounds. But it depends on what you want. This is kind of like baking. You kind of just gotta go for it. You kind of see what works, see whatever. The math is done now, so you can kind of just go for as long as you want. But I think, yeah, for me, it was about 3 or 4 rounds. And yeah, you can put a stitch marker in. If the singing does not work for you, then listen, you can get a stitch counter too. I personally don't know how to use that. Singing is the only way that I can figure out how to keep count without losing count, because you can't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to still count to the final number, which is with 4, what did we say that is? 24, right? So you still need to get up there. So that's why I sing a little bit, just to be like, what are the double crochet stitches? But that still keeps into my mind. I don't even know why I'm justifying it. I know it's crazy. This is what I do. Again, the reason why I don't think I'm the person for tutorials is because I have only been crocheting for about 1.5 years. I do clothes. If you found this by Google, like found this by search bar engine, found this tutorial, let me tell you, like, go to my social media pages, my Instagram page, my TikTok. Basically, it's just fun. Like, I'm just doing fun stuff. I'm not a teacher by any means, and I am not experienced enough to be teaching. By the way, these are double crochets. Did I say this? We're just doing double crochets round and around in a circle. We're just going for a circle. But there are some great people out there. I've already mentioned Bella Coco, MJ, Off the Hook Design is great for clothes. I don't know if they have hats necessarily, but there are different types of hats. There's like hats that you make and then you cinch the top. This one is, you know, if you make a stuffed animal, an amigurumi, or whatever you call it, this is just how I started. And actually, I can show you, this is a pattern that I keep here in my little box that says all of the numbers, because I actually got this in an elephant making kit for an elephant stuffed animal. And it says all of, right here, it says all of these numbers, right? Of how many numbers you need in each, or how many stitches you need in each row. But the problem is, it didn't tell you how to gradually increase. And that's something I had to look up. And so once I did the math of like, first row, 1 single, 1 double. So you do 2 stitches into the next hole. The next one, 2 for 24. So you can see my math, 2 singles, 1 double. For 30, 3 singles, 1 double, up to 30. And then 16. See, I did the math all the way up to, because I did do that, the umbrella, the parasol. You can see that I went all the way up to 124 rounds, which is 25 single and then 1 double. You can imagine the singing of that. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 24, 25. Yeah. It was a lot of work. I don't think I want to make a parasol like that ever again. And it doesn't look as like amazing as I wanted it to, but you know, this is all about learning. Like it's just all about playing and having fun. Like we don't take it too seriously. It's just crochet. I say this, but I get anxiety when I crochet. Sometimes I'm just like, why is that ball of yarn not getting smaller? in this case, I'm like, why is this ball of yarn getting small so quick? I think it was like deceiving how big that ball is, but I have seen people use it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can go on my social media page and see what that ball of yarn originally looked like. It was a comically oversized ball of yarn from Karen Yarn, and they do that every year. I'm now noticing that maybe my shirt is not the greatest for this because it looks like similar colors. And the couch too. Can you see what I'm doing? Anyway, we're just going around in a circle. We're just having fun. And yeah, so this ball of yarn, my goal was to make as many hats as I could with it to donate to charity for those unhoused, etc. And again, like what I said originally, which is still true, I'm not charitable necessarily to make myself feel like I did something good. It's more out of anger and frustration at the world and the fact that the world has let down so many people, because there is so much, we are living in a time of abundance where there's so much food, there's so many homes, there's so many, and the reason why people don't have it right now is because, or when they don't have enough food, or they don't have enough shelter, or they don't have enough clothes, is purely corporate greed. It's purely our leaders failing us, and that makes me mad. And so it's like, I'm doing this, but I'm doing this out of like anger and spite and just like frustrated at the world. And I'm like, okay, well, you're not going to have people, you know, politicians are not going to make sure that people are warm this winter. I guess it's up to me. I guess it's up to me and other people like me. I'm not the millionaire. All these people hoarding money. Okay. And that's, if you just Google this video and you're like, what, who is this person? That's me on my page. I am a depressed, homosexual, middle-aged uncle that crochets just because the world is failing everyone, and I'm mad about it. But I do want to share my knowledge when I can. I just don't want to edit too much because I am a filmmaker. I am a Hollywood something, whatever, actor, writer, whatever you want to call me. I do whatever. I do whatever I can. I am at a time where I'm unemployed and there is no work. I'm just taking a look at how far I've gone with the hat. Does your hat look similar to this? You should be looking like this. You should be looking like it's the hat going on. And I am looking to see how much yarn I have left. The next hat is going to be, I think, quite small. But yes, I am unemployed and I am just watching the world burn. And I have not worked in so long. And that's okay because but when I can impart wisdom or share, people have requested this. Again, I'm like, there are people that are going to teach you better than me, but here you go. Here you go. We can make a hat together. This is basically me just making a hat with you. It's a collaboration, okay? It's a fun, dreamy collaboration between y'all and me, and we're having a good time. Or I am. Or none of us are. Okay, so at a certain point, you're going to see what you have to remember is we're going to do about 3 rows of trim for the side of the hat. I'll show you an example here. So you see there's a little bit of trim around here. So whatever the hat is, just remember there is some trim at the end. So you don't want to make it too big. You don't want to make it too small. It depends what it is. This is really a size for a child. I would usually go up to a 42, or I would go up to the next one, which is 48. 54 I think is too big for this type of yarn and hook, but it depends what you're trying to make. If you want to make an oversized hat, etc., then that works as well. Okay, so it's like this. It's like we're baking, right? And we have some vanilla because we're just eyeing this. I'm giving you kind of like, I maybe did 4. I think actually today with this hat, because it is smaller, I've maybe done too much. I've maybe done like 6 rows at this point. Maybe not, maybe more like 4. But at a certain point, you're just gonna feel it out. It's like vanilla extract. You can never have too much vanilla extract. It's whatever. There's a science to a lot of things, but for my hat that I found, that I patterned because I made a stuffed animal head and I was like, hey, that looks like a hat. You know, it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is at a certain point, you're gonna feel like with 3 rows of trim, it's good, you did your job, and it feels good. And when you do that, you're going to do one last insert into the hole, and you're gonna pull the yarn through, and then you're gonna pull the yarn through. And now we're gonna go up by 2 loops. So now this is the part where essentially we're doing some sort of waffle stitch. So for the trim, what I like to do is I like to do 3 rounds of this kind of trim. And so basically it is a double crochet, so don't freak out, but we are going to do a double crochet. So we're gonna pull over like we usually do. And instead of just going into the next hole, we're going to go into this side hole. Let's see if I can do it sideways. And go through the other side hole. Oh, I've lost my tension here. And we're gonna pull the yarn through, and then we're gonna pull it through 2, and then we're gonna pull it through 2. So it's a little bit, it pulls it forward a little bit, right? So that's 1. For the next stitch, so there's only 2 of these, so don't worry. And I'll go, you know, I'm sitting here with you. We're doing it together. Don't panic. We're going to do the same thing, but behind. So we're just doing these 2 stitch, 1 in front. And now the next one is we wrap it around. And instead of going in front, we're going to go behind. We wrap it around. We go through this hole, and we go through this hole, and we pull the yarn through there, and then we pull it through 2, and we pull it through 2. So you see the difference in the loop is that this one is forward and this one is back. So kind of like a waffle like a waffle. This is the indent and this is the extent. Whatever you call the outward, okay? So we're gonna do this again. We're going to pull around. Do you see where we're pulling it through? We're going through this hole and out the other hole. So go through this hole and out the other hole, pull the yarn through 2, and pull the yarn through 2. Now in the back, we are facing this way. This is my view. So we wrap the yarn, we pull it in the back, we pull it through the back, pull through 2, pull through 2. Let me do the front way here too. So we do the wrap. We're just going back and forth. We're pulling forward, pulling through, 2 and 2. Now we're doing the back. Pull through back, pull it through here, and then close 2 and 2. And we're just gonna do this round and round. And you're starting to see the design is like 2, 1 is forward, 1 is back. 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 Oh boy, my arms. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back into doing this. We're pulling it through the front, and we're pulling it through the back. And we're just going round and round and going through the back. How are y'all doing? This is when you went, oh, I should go watch Bella Coco. Because Bella Coco would put her beautiful nails in a one shot, and it would make so much sense, and it would be a close-up. It wouldn't be a depressed Asian homosexual uncle to a niece and a nephew who are lovely, being like singing randomly. Put in the comments if the singing you think that's gonna help. I think once you get the gist of it, you will understand and you'll be like, oh, that's why he's singing. It's better than a stitch marker. I mean, I guess nothing's better than a stitch marker because a stitch marker is just truly like math. It's just truly like a calculator. It's just truly like, it's what you're doing, and it will keep you going. But when you're just by yourself, you don't want to have a stitch marker, like, or stitch counter. Like, I've never had a stitch counter. I just go like, it seems silly, but I don't know. For those who use a stitch marker, let me know in the comments, does it help? I feel like it wouldn't help me specifically, but who knows, you know? We're just living our lives like it's golden. Okay, so this is going around. So if you've made a bigger hat, this will take you longer to go around, but you are just doing one. And now what you noticed about the last round was each round we didn't connect it. It's like a looping staircase, right? Like it's going and it's going. It's descending, or I guess ascending. But this one, we are actually making a trim that connects at the end. And I will show you what happens at the end so that you can connect it yourself. No matter how big you made the hat, because you may have to do, 54 stitches around if you've done 54. And that math, by the way, you can look that up. I'm sure it's online, or you could screenshot what my paper, because my paper shows the numbers, etc. But with this one, I only went up to 36, so there should only be 36 around. Let's be honest though, when people say that, I'm like, there's like 82. They're like, there should be 36, and I'm like, there's 82. Oh, see, I messed up. See, you don't want to make sure you're going back and forth. Do you see the stitches here? Ooh, that looks good. Oh, I screwed up this one too. Okay, I gotta pull it out. But you see how we want to go back and forth all the way around, forward, back. And if you have done like, a big hat with 54, then you're going to have to go around many times. I'm just warning you. It just takes longer. But that's why I love a thick yarn. And I love an 8 hook because then it doesn't take as long to go around and you get it done quicker. But you could also do this with, nicer, like thinner yarn with a smaller hook, etc. Okay, so this is where we got there's probably some math to this. Bella Coco or whoever with her fabulous nails, she would be like, this is the math, and it would be perfect. I go to this point, but you see where we are doing one full trim, right? So now you could have put a stitch marker where you started, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Like that's where we're going, right? Because it's kind of like fallen down. I think technically there is one more stitch here, but I feel like it's like vanilla extract. You could just pull it through here. Because you do want to get close to this one, but you also want to make sure that the trim is a little bit tight. So I am going to just do that. I'm going to loop it right in and then pull the string through and then pull the string through. That gives it a knot. And then I'm going to do 2 loops. And then we're going to start again. But we're going to follow what we did. So with this one, it's forward. So we're going to keep going forward. Like a waffle stitch, we go back and forth. With this one, we're going to just keep going forward, back, okay? So with this one, wait, is this wrong? Whoops. Sorry, I was going the wrong way. So we're going this way, but you see how this is forward? We're going to do the same. We're going to go forward. We're going to loop it forward. Do the same thing. We're not going to go back and forth with this one. Behind, we're going to loop it and go behind. Oops. And this yarn does like to fall apart, which is weird to me because I'm like, isn't your only job as a yarn manufacturer to make sure that the yarn doesn't fall apart? Okay, so is this helpful? So let me just do a few more of these. This is the forward. We're going into the front hole here. right? Oopsie, let's do it again. This is the tension, by the way. This is how I do the tension, how I was taught how to do a tension. I wrap it around my pinky and then I put it through this. So you kind of pull the yarn through like it's a sewing machine, and then it's a little bit helpful here. So we're going forward and then backwards. Oopsie. The backwards is the harder one. Forwards. Oh boy. And backwards. My arms are gonna be sore tonight from just crocheting high. It's like I usually crochet down, but that's bad for your neck, right? But today I'm crocheting very high so that you can see what I'm doing, and my arms are getting a workout. So yeah, this is definitely a child-sized hat. I usually don't go at 36, but I'm trying to, but at this point I'm like, I don't think that yarn is gonna make even a child's hat. So we'll see what happens, but I'm just going around. And this is our second row of this trim stitch. And we're going to do one more after this. But you can, again, it's like baking. You can do whatever you want. This is your vanilla extract. Like a little vanilla extract never hurt anyone. You could do, you could do like 5. You could do all trim if you wanted. Or you could do 2. Let's see what 2 looks like when we get to 2, because that might be enough for like this small hat. Then maybe I would save a little bit for the next ball of yarn, for the next hat, which will be honestly even smaller than this. I think it would have to be smaller than this. Okay. But I have been doing, like on my other hat, I've been doing 3. Because I just feel like 3 gives it a nice trim. But again, I am running out of yarn, so I want to get one more hat in. And we'll see if this goes through. Oh my gosh, this may be the longest video I've ever uploaded, but I hope this helps. Sometimes I do go like, the tutorials go like, pause here, and I'm like, pause? My hands have yarn in them. But if you didn't make a kid's hat, if you probably had to pause to get up to 54 or whatever round you went to. So listen, it's all like baking. We're vanilla extract. I love crochet. Are you guys having fun crocheting? I think crocheting should be fun. But I do think sometimes I give myself too much of a task, or I'm like in the middle of a project. I'm like, is this going to be done soon? Because we've been doing this for a long, long time, hun. But it's always worth it. I think crochet is so much fun. That's why I do it. Okay. This one, I should do the forward. Okay. Because I'm running out of yarn, I am going to tie this off now. But it's actually pretty good too. Like, that's enough of a trim too. I would do one more personally, but this is for a little child, I think. This is a little child hat. I think this one I went up to 42 or 36. What did I do with this one? I can't remember. Did we go up to 36? Anyway. This one is bigger. An adult could fit this. I've made them as big as 54. I think 54 is too big. They do stretch out too, etc., etc. So anyway, I'm gonna tie it off because you see where this comes, right? Where the next row should start. I'm just gonna pull it through and then knot it through that and then knot it there. Okay, so another hat done. We're gonna snip, snip. See, make sure you don't snip the wrong yarn. And then we're gonna pull the yarn through, and that is your hat. Now, the last thing I'm gonna do is just needle in this. And I'm saying this because recently I learned my mistake, my very upsetting mistake was that I did not tie it off properly. I did not leave enough yarn to tie it off properly. And so one of my sweaters is kind of falling apart, and I'm really sad about it because it was a lot of work. So I've had to do a lot of fixing on it. With this one, not too bad. So I'm learning. You just gotta yarn it through. Now, the color changing yarn's a little weird because I barely used the blue. So how am I gonna do this? I'm just gonna loop it through. I would leave a little bit of yarn because if you tie it too tight and you don't leave that yarn and it starts to fall apart like my sweater did, then it's gonna be quite sad. And you're not, you're not gonna be able to fix it if you cut too tight. So I love to do a double knot. Like so. Again, you go now and watch real tutorials because they know what they're doing. I'm mediocre. I'm a master. What is it called? Master. A master of none. I'm an expert of all. Not expert. What I'm trying to say is I can do a lot of things, but I'm not amazing at all of them. I just do them because there's a necessity to it. As an artist, sometimes you just want to make the thing, right? Like sometimes you just want to make something. And that's how I started as a filmmaker. I just started making things, but also I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert filmmaker, but I like to edit. I like to do all of those things. This one's easier because you see some purple. So I would pull it as far as I can or loop it in as far as I can to the furthest that I can, just so that if it unties at any point, you still have a little bit of yarn left. It's like cutting anything too close could be dangerous because you could ultimately have an issue in the future, like my sweater, which is fine. I will fix it. I've been fixing it. I've just been like, ugh. I've been trying to make these hats. There's been a lot that I've been doing. The holidays are coming. Depending on when I release this. I'm assuming I'm releasing this soon. At this point, it's like the end of October and the holidays are coming and I'm like, oh, so much to do. So much to do. I would double knot. Make sure you double knot because it might come apart. I also I don't know why they make the needle holes so small when there's chunky yarn. Are there needle holes that are bigger? I don't know. It kind of annoys me. Okay, there we go. We got it. We got it. It's fine. Let's do this again. It's not perfect, but it is what it is. I just want to make that example. Okay. And then we can cut that off. And now we have a lovely, I've been calling them helpful hats because I am donating this, but I think this even fits me. Look, it fits me, but very small. This is a very small child's hat, but it does fit me. We went up to what, 30 or 36 or something like that. But that is a hat that's really easy to make. If you have made if you've made any type of amigurumi, or I don't know if I'm saying that right, amigurumi. If you've ever made a stuffed animal head, this is the pattern for it anyways. Let me just put this on the screen one more time if you want to pause it, so that you can see the stitching, the numbers. So you see, like here it says, I have bad eyes, I can't see. My phones have ruined my eyes, but it should say does that say 18? So 18, 1 into one hole, 2 into the next hole, 1 into the next, 2 into the next, up until 18. And then you go all the way. For this one, only goes up to 7, which is, what is that, 42? I believe 42. And you can even do, I did the math all the way up here, to 125. And that's 25 into one hole and then 1 into 2. So anyway, or if you wanted to make an elephant, this is the elephant thing. It didn't turn out well. Although I should go back and try it again because I am a better crocheter now. I think the last time I tried was like 6 months ago. Anyway, this has been my first mediocre tutorial for my mediocre hat pattern. I think these are great, easy hats to make. If you do make them, put it in the comments. Let me know if you tried it. Let me know if the singing helps at all. And if you want me to do more tutorials, no. I mean, I would have to do it like this. So if I was doing a sweater, it would be like 8 hours long. This hat already took, I think, like 50 minutes. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If anything, just had my voice in the background while you're cooking or doing something else. But this is the hat right here that we made. Hopefully it was easy. Hopefully you made it. And just love crocheting. Just, you know, have fun with it, create. Maybe you made something different. Maybe you trim it differently. It's all fun. It's just crochet. It's just having fun. It's just creating something out of nothing. And that's the beauty of it. So, my name is Kevin Yee. If you don't know me, and this just came up on the search, I do funny videos, mostly on Instagram, TikTok, and on my shorts. I also have a show, Craft Club, which is basically this. It's just me talking and complaining and crocheting for usually not 50 minutes, like usually 25 minutes. So tune into that. That's a weekly show. I have a lot of content coming, and I hope you join me. Okay, bye. I don't know how to end this video. That's the tutorial. Bye. Okay, go. Bye. But go watch Bella Coco.